Ladies and gentlemen, so the filler season continues. To be honest, I've ran across quite a few video. There's a lot of people that are confused about why this season is happening, and it's not part of just like another season with the rest of the story. And there's a lot of people upset about it. I mean, I'm a little like, yo, like, what are we doing here? So I just want to talk through some things that I noticed about this season, especially how Tanjiro just got like a steroid body. Like, this dude is completely jacked. So one of the weirdest things about this episode, and this is where like Tanjiro just became like the savior or the messiah of the entire Demon Slayer show, was that all of these girls are asking him, promise us that you're going to defeat Musan. And Tanjiro's like, yes, I promise. And even I forget the guy's name, at the end of the episode, he himself is asking him, hey, like, make sure that you defeat Musan. And Tanjiro again promises, like, yes, I'm going to defeat him. So it's like they're setting us up to understand that ultimately, like, Tanjiro's going to be the one that's going to have to defeat Musan here. And I mean, what is Tanjiro going to say? Like, oh, I don't know if I can. You know what I mean? Like, they're all asking him, hey, can you make sure that you defeat this guy? And what is he going to say? Like, no, you know? And I think somebody mentioned it in the comments when I was complaining about how he's always crying, which I had forgotten. I have forgotten that Tanjiro is really like high school age, basically. So I guess he's allowed to cry because he's a child still. But it's like, think about it, like all these adults are asking this child, like, yo, bro, we need you to defeat this guy. Like, so much pressure just placed on Tanjiro. So finally, Tanjiro finished being a therapist to the water type Hashira, and now he is actually going to start training. And by the end of this episode, it turned out that the entire training with this guy was just one episode long. I'm wondering if each of the Hashira are going to be just one episode. So that would make, 4 or 5? And I wonder what the rest of it is going to be. But anyway, so he joins this guy here, UC or something like that. And not too long after that, we see Tanjiro start to train. And this dude is jacked. I mean, like, what the heck has Tanjiro been doing? Like, did he just get like a Genkai boost or something? Like, look at those arms. That's insane. Like, that's not even like, I mean, you can't say it's not real. It's an anime, but like, you know what he reminds me of? What's the guy's name from that anime, Black Clover, where like he just keeps on getting jacked and more jacked, but there's a point where you just think like, there's only so much muscles you can add to like this little guy, right? So Tanjiro shows up and he's like looking more jacked than all the other ones, and he's just like embarrassing everybody at this time. That's where you start really seeing how big of a difference there is between some of the main characters in the show and like the rest of the guys that are just gonna die, I'm assuming. So they just keep training, and Tanjiro is like showing everybody up. He's all like happy. Everyone is like done, and he's just doing squats like a jerk, making sure that everybody knows that he's better than everybody. This was a nice touch where we actually saw like these two interact after we saw them in the first episode. And at the end of the conversation, it looks like they're gonna challenge each other, and we can all assume that they're just gonna fight to see if they can raise their hearts to the point where they can develop the demon mark. Although, does Tanjiro have to be present at this time, at that time when they first get the mark, or just because he revealed the mark or he was able to develop the mark, now any of the Hashiras can develop the mark? I don't know. Let me know in the comments because I forget. Bro, like, I just can't get over it. Like, look at how jacked Tanjiro looks right now. It's insane. This was actually a cool scene. Like, we actually get to see some action. And it's interesting that, I mean, everybody's asking Tanjiro to take care of Musan. And yet, when he's fighting this dude, he's able to keep up with him. And he's only using one hand. So, clearly at this point, Tanjiro he's not strong enough to defeat Musan. So I'm curious to see how they're going to bridge that gap, right? So they get a butt whooping, and somehow this inspires them to actually get stronger somehow. Tanjiro's presence, just inspired them to get better, even though at this point they all like suck and got defeated. But I don't know, I think overall, these episodes haven't been too exciting, if I'm being honest. And I think it's because we all know that this is just gonna be, for the most part, training, right? So it kind of takes a little bit of the excitement of something crazy happening. So I don't know, let me know in the comments, what do you think? Are you enjoying this season thus far? Do you think it's gonna get any more exciting? Let me know in the comments, and as always, just want to remind you that we must persevere. Peace. And after one episode, Tanjiro is done with everybody and he's moving on to the next gym.